Now let us turn to two chronic illnesses that are common among Akan people. The first is esitre yarie, which means literally sugar illness. Can you guess what this is? It is diabetes. Now listen to the dialogue between Akuya and I. Akuya, what is say kwabina yare esitre yarie?
Sa, enye esese oja esichiredi.
And ajai esichiredi. Now listen carefully as Akuya says these phrases in Akan and I provide the English translation.
Akuya, what is say kwabina yare esichire yare?
Akuya, have you heard that Kwabena is suffering from diabetes?
Sa, enye esese oja esichiredi.
Really, in that case, he has to stop eating sugar.
Ane oja esichiredi.
Yes, he has stopped eating sugar. Now listen carefully as Akuya says these phrases in Akan and we repeat after her.
Akuya, what is say kwabina yare esichire yare?
Akuya, what is say Kwabena yare esichire yare?
Sa, enye esese oja esichiredi.
Sa, enye esese ojai esichiredi.
Ane oja esichiredi.
Ane wajai esichiredi. To say that someone has diabetes, we say, "O yare esichire yare." This literally means that the person is ill with sugar illness. We learned in an earlier lesson that esese means to have to. So when I tell Akuya that Kwabina has diabetes, she says, esese ojai esichiredi, which means he or her has to stop eating sugar. So he has to stop sugar eating, but in order to say eat sugar after jai, you must reverse it. So instead of it being eat sugar after jai, we would say sugar eat. The final sickness that we want to touch on is known as moja broso, which means high blood pressure. The word is composed of moja, which is blood, and boro suo, which means to be more than required. So moja broso is a term used to describe hypertension or high blood pressure. So listen to the dialogue between Akuya and I.
Efia, matise mame ya enya moja musuo.
Hey, enye esese ojai entinene anwadi. Now listen carefully as Akuya says these phrases in Akan and I provide the English translation.
Efia, matise mame ya enya moja musuo.
Efia, I heard that mame ya has high blood pressure.
Hey, enye esese ojai enchene ne anwadi.
Hey, in that case, she has to stop eating salt and oil. Now listen carefully as Akuya says these phrases in Akan and we repeat after her.
Efia, matise mame ya enya moja musuo.
Efia, mate se mame ya enya moja broso.
Hey, enye esese.
Hey, enye esese.
Oja enchinene anwadi.
Oja enchinene anwadi. Note that in this case, too, when Akuya said that mame ya has moja broso, I said, enye esese ojai enchinene anwadi. I inverted the di enchinene anwa, which means to eat salt and oil, in order to get enchinene anwadi, which means eating salt and oil. Note that anytime you use jai, you must invert the D. meaning it would go at the end of the sentence instead of before the inchinene and what. So remember that if jai is in the sentence, then D will be the last word. An example of when you don't use when a verb does not have words following after it would be in the use of jai would be the word sun, which means to cry. So in this case, if I say jai sun, means stop crying.